This is Roy Gillis, Centex Sports Network, and welcome to our show today. We're getting ready to go inside of MCC Athletics. First, let me bring my co-host on, Mr. Jalen Gillis. Jalen, what's going on today?
What's going on, everybody? What's going on, folks?
We're getting ready to go in and go inside of MCC Athletics. I believe that MCC is one of the best kept secrets in this region of Texas, not only in academic prowess, but also in athletic prowess. And we've got the coach of the MCC boys basketball team. Coach Gill is getting ready to come in with us. Coach Gill, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. How you guys doing today?
We're doing good. We're doing good, coach. We're doing great, coach. And you are not a stranger to Central Texas sports. You've been around for a while. You've done a lot of things, but there are a lot of people outside of our audience that may not know who you are in this great program that you coach. And before we get into some maybe X's and O's, just tell our audience a little bit about who you are, family. I know you like me. You're a father and a husband and all of those things.
Yes, I've been married 29 years to my wife, Suzette Gill, and we have two children, two girls, Chelsea and Kobe. So, yeah, I'm from Waco, born and raised. Went to Vega High School and graduated from Paul Quinn College. Actually, the last graduating class of Paul Quinn when it was here in Waco.
Really, in the last graduating class?
Right. Yes, before he moved to Dallas.
So you mentioned La Vega, and it's hard to get past that. Y'all had a pretty good squad your last years at La Vega. Tell us a little bit about you had a state championship run, man.
Yeah, I was very fortunate. My high school basketball coach, Dwayne Silver, he was retiring, and I was the head coach at Hubbard High School, and I was lucky enough to get the job at La Vega. Willie Williams, he hired me, and Willie's a La Vega graduate, and
Yep.
he's a little older than I am, but he hired me, and the very first year, we were able to win the championship. I was there 3 years, and had some really, really good teams. Really enjoyed it, and actually came to MCC. So La Vega's been good to me. Waco's been good to me.
So that year, that championship run, that was your first year. That was one of your. Was that your first year at La Vega?
Yeah, I came back to La Vega in '99, 2000, and we ended up going 33-4 and winning the state championship. And I was there 2 more years. Had a really good run there at La Vega. I think, our record at La Vega in 3 years was like 92-11. So, we had some really good times there.
So we want to transition to MCC, and so you come on as the MCC basketball coach. Who was the coach at MCC before you came on?
Well, Wyndon Hudson, he took over the year after, before I got here. He was replacing a guy named Ray Farrell, and he just finished out the year, and then he hired me over. And Wyndon Hudson was the coach that left me the job.
Well, 20 wins is kind of like the benchmark a lot of times for college basketball. 20 game wins. You got a lot of those. You got a lot of those seasons at MCC. So, first, tell us a little bit about what it was like making this transition from high school, big successful career there, coming over to MCC.
It really wasn't much of an adjustment. The only thing I had to get used to was, when I leave my players at practice, they would go to their dorms or duplexes to where they live. In high school, they go home and live with mom and dad. But that was the biggest adjustment. And then maybe the shot clock. Other than that, coaching was coaching. So it was a really great transition. I didn't have to move. I was going home to my house every night that I've always went to. So the adjustment really wasn't too big at all.
Jalen, I know you had some questions for Coach. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Coach, and we talked a little bit about your background coming in to MCC. So now coming into this year, tell us a little bit what it's like, because just things in 2020 have been so different. What is like preparing for this season with some of these COVID restrictions and just talking to players, recruiting players. Everything was so different in 2020. So just tell us a little bit what that was like.
Yeah, I wasn't able to, go visit the kids and parents, their homes or anything. So I did everything by phone or by Zoom or, uh, you know, it was totally different. I had to actually go by word of mouth in recruiting with some of my recruiting buddies and coaches because I wasn't able to go to tournaments to see them. I was able to go to some high school games early in the year, but the recruiting trail really picks up once the season was over and then in the summer. And, with COVID, we just had to kind of stay put and, just kind of trust what other guys say and then, try to sell our program. And here we are today, and it's still, we're battling everything because with the restrictions that we have to take those kids' temperatures every day. They have to fill out a
Wow.
survey. And then actually, just about 2 weeks ago, we actually had a player that contracted COVID. And due to that, we had to isolate about 5 or 6 of our players, and then we had 2 or 3 of them hurt. So last week, we only had like 6 guys to practice. So, but yesterday we had 12, so that made it a lot better. We got a few of those guys back.
Wow, that's huge. And people don't really think about if one person, in the program tests positive, how many people ripple effect that is, and that's amazing. I often, and I think I mentioned it to you before, I often wonder with JUCO is different than 4-year universities. 4-year universities, you bring kids in, you could redshirt them if you need to, give them a chance to grow up. But really, with JUCO, you get these kids for 2 years, sometimes less. How do you
Right.
turn this thing around so quickly to be ready to go and compete at the high level that you do?
Well, the kids have to be highly motivated and they have to be ready now. Which I mean, ready now is they have to be ready to jump in the fire and they have to be able to follow instructions at a high level, and then they actually have to be able to be really good teammates, good students, because what they're trying to do is get to a 4-year university, and they have to learn on the fly, and it's not easy for those guys to do it, and it's not easy for me. But I just tell them, hey, basically, we want to look at it as a 9-month deal. I mean, you're going to get in here and try to see if you can get a scholarship in 9 months. If not, then hopefully the next year you'll be able to do it. But all that being said, you have to go to school and get your education because that's the most important thing. Which
Yeah.
since I've been here, our graduation rate is 98%. If a guy's here with us for 2
Wow.
years, 98% of the time he's going to get him a degree, and that's the main thing I want to see because one, these guys are going to be a husband, one day they're going to be a father, and they have to be able to produce for their family. And without an education, it's not going to happen. It's hard to do it with one, but without an education today in the United States of America, it's going to be hard to raise a family without one. So not only do you get better, be a better person, want to be get your degree where you're able to take care of your family.
Yeah, Coach. We see. I was looking through the roster and I saw that you guys got some. You always get new players, and you also got some guys returning. Like Raekwon Brown and Chris Pryor and guys like that. Rodri Massonet. Tell us a little bit about what you're going to be looking forward to with the leadership of some of those guys that's been here before, and like you said, got to be in that fire.
Right, with guys coming back from last year, with only being here for 2 years, we got 4 guys back, which now they're almost like assistant coaches because they know what we want. They know what to expect. So we don't have to tell each and every one of them when they go to the duplexes, when they go home, when they're in the locker room. Those guys can echo and be, an assistant coach and be an extension of me and extension of my assistant coach and. Let everybody else know, hey, this is how we do it. This is what he wants. This is what we got to expect as far as in the classroom or when we go on the road. This is what we expect as far as how other teams are going to play and the intensity level and the work that you got to put in. And like we tell those guys, whatever you put in it, it's almost like the bank. If you don't put anything in it, you won't get anything out. But if you put something in, then you'll get dividends out of it.
Coach, MCC really has a storied past. I know maybe the most popular player to ever come out of MCC is Vinny Johnson for
Right.
Detroit Pistons, the microwave. You were in Waco when Vinny was here playing, and you was growing up here in Waco at that time. What was? Do you remember anything about him?
No, I just remember stories about him. I was a youngster and I wasn't going to games at that time, but the guys that I've talked to, the older guys that knew Vinny and went to watch him play and played with him, they really talked about how a legend he was around Waco as far as going to the Bledsoe Miller, playing basketball, playing pickup, just how focused he was, intense, and just a guy that had one thing on his mind, and that was being able to make the pros. And he was fortunate enough to get a scholarship over to Baylor University, and the rest is history. I mean, 2 championships playing with the bad boys, and me and a guy the other day we were talking about Vinny, and Vinny's a multi-millionaire now, making a whole lot of money back in Michigan. I think he has a business that sells parts to Ford Automotive, so he's just doing really well now.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Coach, we know, like we were talking about how you said keeping some of these guys ready and things like that are just some of the parts of coaching, but the other parts of coaching here at JUCO are, being able to recruit some of these guys. And like you said earlier, it's been a little bit tough with the COVID restrictions, but you guys have got players from just about all over the place on this roster. I've seen guys on here from California all the way to Georgia, even as far as I think I saw a player that was from London and a player from
Right.
Puerto Rico as well. Tell us a little bit about that recruiting process and how you guys are able to get guys from pretty much all over the place to be able to come to this program here at MCC.
Well, MCC has a really rich tradition in basketball, and not only basketball, but just the school in general. It's really like a 4-year school, and once guys investigate and do their homework, they'll find out that MCC is one of the better spots to be. Becoming your degree, and I know you mentioned the kid from Puerto Rico, but actually that kid he went to Midway High School his junior and senior year, and then last year he went up to a prep school.
Okay.
And his name is Diego Gonzalez, and he's actually going to be a really good one for us. I mean, big, strong guard that understands and really coachable, and that's what we got to have, guys that are coachable and that really want to. Basketball is a part of their life, but not only basketball, but becoming a better person. And when you do that, we can get you better as a player, team player. And if you're a team player, you're going to be able to fit in here because that's one thing we do is do things the right way and make sure that we play basketball the right way. Teams that play the right way, in the last couple of years, what's the best team to watch play basketball? And that was Golden State. But they played the right way. And they shared the basketball. And one night it may be Kevin Durant's night. The next it may be Steph's or then Clay. So it didn't matter to them. If you do it the right way, it's going to be fun and you're going to win. And once, we have a saying, once we everybody eats. I mean, when you
Mm-hmm.
eat, I mean, and having fun, I mean, that's how other way you want to do it, because it's the best way that you can ever enjoy life is when everybody's doing it as a team and having fun.
You mentioned mindset and doing it the right way, Coach. I guess, especially in JUCO, because everybody, to be able to do it the right way and share the ball. I know some of the challenges in JUCO basketball is everybody's trying to shine because they want to get that
Right.
next offer. They want to be able to go to that. But how do you, what have you done for these guys to kind of keep their mindset and enforcing playing the right way? Because you're trying to win too, but you're trying to get these guys to be able to win later in life. So how do you keep reinforcing that, or what do you do to reinforce that?
Well, it's almost like on a job or whatever. When a kid comes in, you have to explain to him, hey, now if you want to go play at the Division I level, they're not looking for a guy to come in from junior college or even a freshman to come in and average 30 points a game. They want that kid to come in and be a good team player, good role player, fit in. I mean, you're going to be able to, if you do things the right way, you're going to be able to score the basketball. You're going to be able to, win and make your teammates better. But it's almost like when you're recruiting, when jobs go out and recruit, they want the perfect fit. They don't want. Most of the time, they're not trying to go and find the president of the company. They just want to find good workers that's going to help. And then maybe one day he may become the president, but he wants to come in and make sure he's a good team player. And that's what we try to tell these guys. You know, we like to see guys, that take a picture. A lot of people want that flash. They like the flash. The flash only
Mm-hmm.
lasts for, a second or two. But if you take a picture lasts a lifetime.
That's good. That's good, Coach. This is Roy Gill of Centex Sports Network talking to Kevin Gill, head coach, Mclennan Community College basketball Highlanders. Jalen, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach. So want to ask you, last year you finished 10-4 in the conference. You've got multiple conference championships throughout the years here. And last year you finished third in conference with a good record, which 10-4, and a really good conference, I believe, too, with schools like Collin and Ranger and teams like
Oh
that.
yeah.
What are some of your goals for this season and for this team coming into 2021 season?
Our goal every year is to win a conference title, and we fell short just a little bit last year, but it never changes since I've been here. We've always you want to strive to be the best, and we always have a good conference. We didn't win it last year. The previous year we did win the conference, so with these guys, that's the mindset that you got to have, because if you're shooting for second, then you're probably going to get worse. So we always want to shoot for the stars, and that's one thing every year when you come to Mclennan, if you would see a lot of banners up in the gym, and that's what we want to do. We tell these guys, hey, you want to be remembered by putting a banner up, and we only
That's
put
right.
banners up for first place.
That's right. That's right. Coach, I want to thank you so much for stopping by and talking to us. Now, off of MCC basketball, do the Lakers close out the Heat
Yeah, I
in this
mean,
next game?
LeBron got it. LeBron can smell it now. I mean, last night,
Yeah.
after last night, he can smell it. And, they have a good team, two of the best players on the floor, LeBron and AD. I mean, they're the best two players on the floor. I mean, Jimmy Butler's a good player, but, I mean, when you got those two guys and if those other guys that they have make shots, but LeBron, he's right there now where he's smelling it. So I believe it's a done deal.
Yeah, that's a wrap.
Coach, again, want to thank you so much. We're excited about the season. We were fortunate last year to be able to ride with y'all and do a little broadcast, and we hope to do some more this year. And I'm excited about this season. It's going to be challenging with the
Oh
restrictions,
yeah,
but
it
I'm
will
excited.
be. But I just want to thank you guys for doing what you're doing in Central Texas. You guys, I even watch you guys on Friday nights in football. So you guys are really doing a good job promoting Central Texas athletics, and you know, like I tell you when you guys were doing ours, you guys are first class, and I really enjoy knowing you guys and being friends with you guys.
Coach,
Thank you.
we appreciate it. We appreciate it. Looking forward to these Highlanders. You done put together a squad. You've done it again. And we're excited about this year. Coach, stay safe, stay healthy, and we look forward to talking to you soon.
All right, sounds good. See you guys later.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
So there you have it. Thank God for Coach Gill being able to come by and talk to us. I'm excited about what they're doing. He mentioned the Diego kid. I remember him. We covered a game between Midway and Garland. Garland had the Kentucky commit that went off. He's playing at Kentucky right now. And I remember that Diego kid playing at Midway. So I did not see him last year when Midway played Waco High. At least I don't remember him. And maybe he was there, but Coach mentioned that he went off to a prep school. So that's a big pickup. He was a good player in that district with Midway a couple of years ago when I saw him. So Jalen, he's been able to put together another team again. And even in the midst of COVID restrictions, what do you think about what we heard from Coach today?
Yeah, well, Coach really just reassured what we already knew about this MCC program. Just a long history of winning, a nice, strong, rich tradition they have there. And like you said, I think they retooled this roster once again and able to return some key guys like Chris Pryor and Raekwon Brown and Rodri Massonet, Autry, having guys like that be able to come back and be able to also retool and bring in guys. I saw they brought in kids from all the way from California. I saw one of the kids it was getting looks at from some major D1 schools, and he's here now at MCC, probably trying to just retool and get another season under his belt so he can be able to go to another major university. And being able to send off some of the guys from last year, like Chris Copeland. I know he's at Charleston University now playing basketball. I saw Akili Vining. He is at, I believe he is at West Florida. He's at West Florida University. So he got to ship some of these guys off as well. And I'm sure that's what some of the dudes that coming in now are going to want to be able to do in a few months from now.
Roy Gillis, Centex Sports, here with Jalen Gillis, talking about MCC athletics. One of the things that Coach mentioned, a 98% graduation rate. 98% graduation rate. Now, I am a sports fan, and I understand the business of he has to produce a product on the floor that is successful. That's what MCC expects of him. But wow, a 98% graduation rate. And I think that is awesome. You know, that it should be a banner for that on the rafters. 98% graduation rate, because that prepares these young men and the young women of the athletic program for the next level of life, and teaching them how they have to not only be athletes, but they are student athletes. And that is awesome. And so we're looking forward to the MCC basketball program. We want to thank our sponsors today, RNS Barbecue. We want to thank Natoya Alexander with KW Realty for sponsoring this broadcast, Inside Centex Sports. Make sure you're following us on all of our social media platforms. Jalen, give us something before we close out here about MCC.
Yeah, MCC, like I said, finished 10-4 last year in conference. They're going to be coming in trying to take this conference title this year. Some really good competition. Ranger is in the conference. They were ranked number 1 last year. They're going to be coming in with a really good squad again this year. Teams like Collin. But MCC, I think, has got a pretty good squad and a great chance to be able to win this conference title and to be able to make some noise in the tournament this coming up March.
Well, there you have it. We've had a great time talking to Coach Gill today. And again, we look forward to it. We're going to try to make sure that we get inside, talk to MCC baseball, MCC girls basketball, MCC softball. And so we want to get all of those programs an opportunity to kind of tell the audience, our audience, what they're doing in Central Texas. We've got some great athletics here in Central Texas, right here in Waco. I keep telling people there is another athletic program other than the one on the other side of the river there. And so we're fortunate to have some great athletics here in Central Texas. Jalen, another great show. Again, thank everybody for tuning in, and give us something before we close it out, Jalen.
Yeah, like you said, make sure you guys are going on all of our social medias, following us. Twitter, we're there on Centex Sports, Centex Sports Network on Instagram, and always CentexSportsNetwork.com. Make sure you guys are going on there, subscribing, and checking out some more great interviews like this one we just had with Coach Gill.
All right. Roy Gillis, Centex Sports, signing off with Jalen Gillis. We want to make sure that you guys keep up with us. We're looking forward to another great season for MCC and all of the other programs around Central Texas that we're covering. Until the next time, we'll see you at Centex Sports Network.